Ford just shut down US factories. Not because of low demand. Not because of bad cars. It started with a Trump tariff move, and now it's turning into shutdowns, job losses, and higher prices across America. This is not a rumor. This is already happening. And what comes next could change US car manufacturing for years. Ford didn't slow down. It slammed the brakes. In May 2025, Ford paused production at several US plants. One of the biggest hits came at the Chicago assembly plant, where the Explorer and Lincoln Aviator are built. At first, Ford called it scheduled downtime, but inside the company, the reason was clear. President Donald Trump's new 25% tariffs on imported parts and vehicles hit hard, fast. Ford builds most of its vehicles in the United States. But it still relies on imported materials. Aluminum wiring. Electrical harnesses. EV battery minerals. When tariffs kicked in, prices jumped overnight. Suppliers couldn't deliver on time. Some parts became too expensive to use. Each US-built Ford suddenly cost about $4,900 more to produce. That number didn't stay on paper. Production lines stopped. Temporary layoffs began. And by the end of Q2, Ford was staring at a $1.5 billion profit hit. CEO Jim Farley tried to stay calm in public. He called it a fair fight, but behind the scenes, the pressure was brutal. President Trump brushed it off. His message was simple: adapt fast or fall behind. And as costs kept rising, Ford had only one move left. Raise prices. Ford shifted the damage downstream. Prices went up. Vehicles built in Mexico, like the Mustang Mach-E, Maverick, and Bronco Sport, jumped by as much as $2,000 on models made after May 2nd. Officially, Ford called it a mid-year adjustment. Internally, leaked memos said something else. Tariffs. Dealers offered discounts. Employee pricing came back. Short-term incentives tried to calm buyers. It didn't work. In April alone, US new car prices jumped 2.5%, the sharpest rise in years. Buyers rushed to lock in prices. But inventory was already shrinking. And Ford wasn't alone. Nissan cancelled US SUV orders from Mexico. Toyota slowed shipments. Honda raised prices quietly. The supply chain started cracking. Even Ford's most American truck wasn't safe. Aluminum tariffs added about $400 to every F-150. Across the industry, costs exploded, more than $41 billion in new expenses. Every dollar landed on the buyer. Car lots turned tense. Choices disappeared. Affordability collapsed. And while customers felt the pain, workers were about to feel something worse. When Ford stopped US production, it didn't just hit factories. It hit towns. Places like Kokomo and Toledo felt it fast. Shifts disappeared. Layoffs started rolling in for the first time since the Great Recession. When a plant slows down, everything around it slows too. Diners lost customers. Auto shops saw fewer cars. Small stores went quiet. The numbers turned ugly. Ford's Q1 2025 net income dropped to $473 million, down from $1.3 billion a year earlier. Ford Blue, the gas and truck division, collapsed from $901 million to just $96 million. Model E, the EV unit, lost $849 million in a single quarter. Ford Pro stayed strong, but it wasn't enough to cover the bleeding. And Ford wasn't the only one. Stellantis idled plants in Canada and Mexico, wiping out 900 US parts jobs. General Motors moved Silverado production back to the US, but not without backlash. Union leaders grew angry. Workers lost trust. Morale sank. Every job saved in one place seemed to vanish somewhere else. But the damage didn't stop at the border. What came next hit even harder. The trade fight went global fast. China struck back. A massive 145% tariff on US-built vehicles landed almost overnight. Ford pulled exports from one of its biggest overseas markets. Sales vanished. Market share slipped to Korean and European rivals. Ford tried a workaround. Mexican-built vehicles were rerouted through Canada using bonded carriers. The goal was to avoid direct US tariffs. It helped on paper. It barely helped in reality. Losses kept piling up. CEO Jim Farley said the real problem out loud. America's auto supply chain took decades to build. Fixing it would take years, and billions. Ford asked for tariff relief. The Trump administration refused. General Motors pulled its financial forecast. Share buybacks stopped. Ford followed. Wall Street flinched. Piper Sandler cut estimates. Suppliers' stocks fell. Bond markets shook. This was no short-term shock. The global auto supply chain, once fast and smooth, was now breaking under political pressure. And Ford was running out of room. So the question became simple. How long can Ford survive like this? Ford is still standing. But it's walking on a thin line. Since 2020, Ford has invested over $50 billion in US manufacturing. It still builds more vehicles in America than any other Big Three automaker. That should be an advantage. But tariffs changed the math. Ford started cutting costs fast. The company aims to remove $1 billion in fixed expenses this year alone. Suppliers are under pressure. Margins are tight. Any delay can break the system. One part of Ford still looks solid. Ford Pro. The commercial vehicle and software division pulled in $15.2 billion in Q1 2025. It now controls about 40% of the commercial fleet software market. That business is steady, predictable, and profitable. But the EV side is still bleeding. Battery costs are high. Key projects at Blue Oval City are delayed. Input prices keep rising. While other automakers slow down EV plans, Ford is stuck between today's trucks and tomorrow's electric future. CEO Jim Farley admits the road ahead is unclear. Ford has size. Ford has workers. Ford has factories. But politics is moving faster than engineering. And that puts everything at risk. Ford is not collapsing. But it is swerving. Tariffs triggered factory pauses. Exports froze. Prices jumped. Billions disappeared. Workers felt it. Dealers felt it. Wall Street felt it. Still, Ford has one thing many rivals don't. A deep US footprint. That gives Ford a fighting chance. But if retaliation grows, if tariffs stay, if policy shifts again, even Ford's strong base could crack. The pressure is rising. The room to move is shrinking. Now the question turns to you. Can Ford push through this trade war and come out stronger? Or is this the start of a slow stall? Should automakers focus more on US production even if car prices rise? Is Ford moving fast enough, or already falling behind? Leave your thoughts in the comments.